Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you're finding value in this content, please subscribe and click the thumbs up button. I'm going to go over more technical analysis. Someone asked me, what are some of the indicators? What are the things that you look at? And I'm going to give you a kind of, hopefully this isn't a bad answer. I don't really look at much outside of volume, if a pattern's been broken, and if there's a characteristic of bottoming. Like they almost all experience the same characteristics. It's uncanny how similar all of these bottoms are. I'm going to go through a whole bunch right here. Some are bottoms and some aren't, but I'll show you the characteristics of what I look for in the charts. And maybe you can see it. Hopefully it doesn't reveal that I'm crazy or something. So here's more technical analysis. This one I didn't go too deep into, but this is deep yellow. You can see this broke this pattern here. They almost all line up. There's no rhyme or reason. You can put lines wherever there's resistance or where things bounce off of something quite a bit. You just throw a line in there. It's basically put your own line where you want, literally. And what I like here and what I see is, you've got the volume in the bottom, the volume's down here. You got this nice big move higher, and it's a big body on this candlestick here. It's very large from the opening price, which opened here, and it closed here. Throughout the day, it went all the way up, and then it came back down. That momentum, the wick on the top, usually means that the momentum's going to carry back down the next day. Then it went down here, and then it came back up, and then it closed here. But typically that means that the momentum's changed. We're coming down. And what you see is a nice tight pullback here of all these candlesticks. So if I were to draw a line, and I did it on a whole bunch of other charts, it pulls back, another big up day, pulls back, and then it pulls up out of this chart pattern and is going higher. The path of least resistance is higher for deep yellow. And this is one of the reasons why I buy this. We have a 50-day, this blue 50-day moving average. What this average is, it's just an average of the past 50 days, and this is the 200-day, which is an average of the past 200 days. It's a form of momentum. When this crosses to the upside like this, it means that we're about to go higher. It's very good. And that's what I look for in a lot of these chart patterns is 50-day above the 200-day, volume stepping in. This thing, the 50-day is kind of swinging around, and it eventually is going to go higher like this. And this looks like a bottoming pattern. I mean, this looks absolutely excellent in my opinion, this stock right here. I mean, just buy it and get in it and hold on to it. This could be a bottom. Next is URG. And I did a lot of drawing on this. What I look for are these big up days and then the pattern the pullback. This is what the black line is. A smaller pullback. These days are all smaller than this big up day. And it pulls back. We've got nice big up days here. See them all? Like you can even see a pattern here. Two big up days and a little pullback. Big up day, pullback. Big up days, pullback. That pattern repeats over and over at bottoms or continuation patterns going higher. The higher patterns all have the big up days that I've circled here. They've got some down days too, but the overall pattern is down like this. So you can have these big down days, but the pattern's like this. Do you see that pattern where it moves up higher very strong and then comes back, goes up strong, comes back? We want to see that pattern over and over and over. Now, if this reverses, if it was a downward pattern, we'd see a very large down day and then an up day like that. And then it would come down again, and then in the up days would be like that. It would be reversed upside down or flipped. So I think this, breaking this downtrend is probably going to go higher because it has a big up, like a big flag pattern, and then it's going to go up and move up higher. I mean, that's just what I see. Plus, you've got a wick on the bottom here versus this wick on the top. I'd say, it's going to go down, and then it goes down, and then you go, it's going to go up. It back tested this on this day right here. So it's probably going to go higher. Here's global atomic. 50 days across the blues across the red. It's on an uptrend. But see all these big up days that I've circled? And then the pullbacks. See that pattern that it exhibits? And then it kind of deflates down into this triangle pattern. It broke to the upside, and then you get the same big up move and then the pullback. Big up move and then the pullback. This is what I'm guessing is going to do. But that's just patterns that you see over and over and over. I've looked at probably 70 to 100,000 charts, and you just see this over and over once you keep looking at them. Here's SM Energy. This is the one that I was looking at and telling people to buy. It has that same characteristic of bottoming. You've got the volume all stepping in here. You've got the big move up and then the pullback. Big move up and then the pullback. You can see that pattern over, the big up day and the pullback. And even though this came down, the buyers are regaining the strength. And see how it all kind of sums up right here? I was like, ooh, it's contracting right to a point where it's going to break. You got the bullish engulfing here. That's what I've got circled. And boom, higher. And you can see the big up days. See all these big up days? That's such a characteristic of a continued move higher. And when this move gets really tired, you're going to see it all contract back down. The body lengths, the body size of these candles are going to contract lower and lower and lower. But it looks very good right now. I don't know if we're going to just blow through here. I mean, we could go back to $7 pretty quick and break that, which is then a huge, big bottoming, which means this thing could go blow even higher than that. I mean, this could be a $20 or $30 stock in a couple years. I mean, it could be way higher than what it is. A $30 stock, that's a 10 bag. Well, actually, that's more than that because I bought it at $1.50, but it's a 10 bagger roughly from where we're at. If it can do it, and the price of oil were to take back off and the economy recovers, and all this vaccines are all good and all that stuff, I mean, this could go substantially higher if that demand came back for oil, because rig counts are way low and the supply is all getting destroyed. Here's ACB. This is Aurora Cannabis. Again, I'm looking for volume. Big move higher, and then these pullback. Big up, pullback, big up, pullback. And even though it's leaking down, I'm seeing the big up days, these big white candlesticks are all interjected in between. And then it came all the way down, and then you see two big up days here. And I'm like, I'd be like, that looks really good. Boom, higher, big volume stepping in, and then you get that signature pullback. What do you think I'd do on this pullback? I'd buy it. I'd buy it right in here. I'd buy it, and it's probably going to go higher. That's my guess. This is putting in a bottom. You're seeing the momentum in this 50-day slow down. It's like, whoa, put on the brakes. It even went up for a little while, and it's still putting on the brakes. The only thing that I would say is a negative here is this low. This low is lower than this low. That's about the only thing, but the volume stepped back in. It came back in here, and it's probably going to go higher. I mean, it's going to go higher here. So that's what I look at for these charts. I mean, it's just literally the big up days and then the small pullbacks in between. I look for the volume stepping in, because if the volume's stepping in, someone's buying it in mass. The buyers are coming in, and someone, I don't know who it is. I call it smart money. I call it billionaires, hedge funds. Someone's coming in and saying, this company's not going to bankrupt. We're going to back it. And then they just load up at the bottom. They just load the hell up. MCF, look at John Goff, look at the Wilkes brothers, look at their filings for when they purchased. John Goff purchased at 90, I think it was like 98 cents or 95 cents or 92 cents, something in there of MCF. And I bought it at $1.20 or something like that, very close to him. I think he also bought it like a year or two later at like $4 or something like that. But when he steps in and buys, I'm like, ooh, I want to get in close to where he did. So I always look at that. The key thing here is if when you start looking at charts and you look at thousands of them, if you look at 50 a day, day after day after day, and you stick with it, you can start seeing patterns everywhere. And if you look at some of these patterns, like I was looking at a small little stock that I'll pull up here right now. The stock is, it's oils. It's a cannabis stock, right? Now I'm gonna show you something here, all right? Just look at this pattern here, right? Just look at this entire pattern here. You know, we've got this big pullback. It comes up, pulls back, comes up, pulls down, comes up, pulls down. We're getting higher lows here. Now, I'm just gonna do this. Look at my background right now, all right? Look at the pattern right here. This is platinum. This is Next Leaf Solutions. Now, what do you see here? Outside of this big move down here, look at this chart pattern here. This here, and then if you look, now look at this move higher, look at this move higher. Look at the pattern here, the pattern here. Even a little move higher, even a little move higher, and then it came down, and then it came down. And then it moved higher, and then it moved higher. And then it came back down, and then it came back down. Do you see the same similarities? And these are two completely different companies. This is Platinum on the right-hand side. This is Next Leaf Solutions of a penny stock. Do you, I mean, look at the similarities between these two. Are you kidding me? If you look and look and look, and you start looking at these things over and over and over, what you notice is that they're all the same. Everything's like this I don't know if it's an interconnected world, but I mean, this chart looks exactly like this chart to the T. When I was looking at SM Energy, if I pull this back up, SM Energy, if you really look how it pulls up, it kind of came down like a cross. I'm going to do this real quick and see if you can see this. So you see this big move higher, and then it came like it swooped down. It swooped down. Then it fell down to the bottom. It fell down to the bottom here. Then it pops up. It pops up. Comes back. Comes back. Pops up. Pops up. Comes back. Comes back. And here we are at the corner again. Platinum is Platinum and SM Energy, the correlation here is the same. Like once you start looking at these things over and over and over, they're all the same. It's like it becomes programmed in your brain. And once you start being able to see bottoms like this, it's like, it's easy money. It's just over and over again. So that's what I see. That's some correlations here. I'm looking at things to invest in. I'm catching bottoms left and right. They're all exhibiting roughly this pattern. And even if you look at this pattern here, look at this. Pull up, sideways, sideways, pulls back, comes back up. I mean, they're all the frickin' same. You see these patterns over and over and over. This pattern here looks like this pattern here, which looks like all the other patterns I have. So hopefully you enjoyed this clip. Hopefully it looks into what I look for in bottoms. Once you see enough of these things, it becomes second nature. That's all it is. So if you find value in this content, please subscribe, click the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments section if you think I'm crazy or not. But I just see the patterns over and over again. And then I'm sharing whatever I see with you guys. And hopefully it works out for you guys quite well. So thank you.